so I was ready to do whatever it took to be part of it. And in fact, hi everyone, I am Vera and a proud member of the PIC Inner Tribe. I was privileged to be part of the few who decided to enroll in this program. I heard about it during the Maiden Parents Conference of the PIC Academy. At the end of the conference, after gaining so much knowledge on parenting, when the PIC Inner Tribe was introduced, I told myself that I would definitely want to be part of this. And so I was ready to do whatever it took to be part of it. And in fact, what was required to be part of it was just chicken change, because the experience in there is worth millions and millions and billions of cedis. I am not exaggerating. The Inner Tribe has been a blessing to me and to my family. It is a place where parents are urged on to raise and nurture responsible children who will grow up to transform generations. The Inner Tribe has coaches who are seasoned, well-seasoned coaches who have the patience, though they are so knowledgeable, they have the patience to groom every parent to become who God requires him or her to be. I got to know about the Inner Tribe, and I think it is a blessing that God gave to me, because I was facing challenges in parenting, and I'm one person who always looks out for the best for my children. I believe that the society becomes a better place when we have well-raised children to take up responsibility as adults. And so I have always wanted a safe place to receive safe and sound direction on how to raise children. And I tell you, the Inner Tribe is the place for that. There are daily connection activities. There are weekly seminars. There are activities to do. We read books that pertains to so many aspects of parenting and a whole lot. It is a place that you cannot be and then be a passive parent. My life has changed simply because I became a triber, and I will not trade that for anything. Any opportunity I have to enroll again as a triber, I will be the first to be there, because the experience there is life-changing. I urge every parent here to enroll as an Inner Tribe member, to receive sound direction, to be helped, to be supported. We have coaches who go all out. They are readily available to help us tackle any problem we face as parents. We are not only trained in the area of child upbringing, but even as parents, we are also trained to imbibe discipline, to focus on our parenting journey, financial prudence, every other aspect that is required to be the parent that you are expected to be. It is taught in the Inner Tribe. We are not done yet, but the way things are going in there, it even shapes you as a wife, as a career woman, as a manager, wherever you are. As you enroll in the Inner Tribe, you realize that you receive wisdom, you receive tutelage to enable you perform better in any area of your life. In less than 1 year of enrolling in the Inner Tribe, the transformation I see in my children and even in myself is tremendous. It is incredible. I realize that my children now follow the routines that we have set together as a family. My parenting journey has become much easier. And then I have now come to agree that, in fact, a lot of the things we go through as parents is simply because we ourselves are not ready. We are not trained for the parenting journey, and we only vent our anger on the children. And so, kind courtesy the Inner Tribe, my home is now a no caning, no spanking, no yelling zone. And meanwhile, everything works as planned. We did not get there in a day. We had daily connection activities that, in my estimation, I do not know where we're heading towards with those connection activities. But as they all came together, I now came to understand the saying of our coaches always, that once you are well connected to your child, whatever you say, whatever you ask them to do, they do it with ease. It is very true. The experience in the inner tribe cannot be talked about in a few minutes. You need to experience it to understand what we are talking about. It is a place to be. I would urge every parent, no matter the sacrifice it will take to be part of this inner tribe, if only you want to raise generational giants, if you want to raise well-rounded children who are equipped in every aspect of their lives, children who can take up responsibility, children who change the status quo, then I urge you to enroll as an inner triber, and I bet you your life will never be the same.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, for joining us here for the second edition of the Parents Conference. The theme, again, for this month is raising a generation that transforms the nation. So before we ended, when we ended the previous session, there was a question that came that I want to address. And the person was asking, how many times do you have to cane a child? Okay, so what we teach in the inner tribe is that before you give a consequence, and before I even come there, most parents actually beat children because there is nothing else. They don't know any other thing to do apart from just beating the child. So we teach that before you give a consequence to a child, you need to actually teach the child. You need to focus on teaching, guiding, and ask yourself, how many times have I even taught this to the child? Have I taken my time to teach this thing to the child to the point that, whenever the child goes against it, I can give a consequence? Don't focus too much on the consequence. When you do, you don't teach. You are just beating the child. And beating is not actually a consequence. It is you punishing the child, causing pain to someone, to your child. So if you know, there are age appropriate consequences that you can give. And that is why it's important that you join the inner tribe so that you can get all of these practical things you have to do so that you can raise a responsible child. Don't focus only on beating the child. No. When you are beating all the time, you are not teaching anything. You are not teaching emotional strength. You are not teaching the child how to correct that mistake that they have done. And mistakes are okay. We all make mistakes. But if we focus too much on the mistakes that we are making without really focusing on what we are learning, the reason why we made that mistake, if you don't teach the child the reason why that mistake has happened, and you are just beating the child, at the end of the day, you don't raise your child to become responsible. So please take note of that. Before you give a consequence, ask yourself, have I taught this thing to this child? How many times have I even taken my time to teach this thing to my child? It's very, very important. Please take note of that. So we are waiting for the next speaker. Don't go anywhere. You can still share this link with other parents, with your children's teachers. I mean, anyone who works with children. And I promise you that this session is going to be a blessing to them. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
My name is Abigail Lesumin Brimpong. I joined the PIC Parenting Inner Tribe last year, 2020. My name is Abigail Lesumin Brimpong. I joined the PIC Parenting Inner Tribe last year, 2024 November, and we started active learning from January to date. PIC Parenting simply means positive, intentional, conscious parenting. The aim of Coach Ekia and her team is for every parent to be positive, intentional, and conscious in raising up their children to be wholesome and making meaningful impact in society. Some of my key take-homes from Inner Tribe is that parenting is a journey of learning and growth. There is a saying that you can't give what you don't have. So what I mean by learning and growth is that we as parents need to first model that positive behaviors and values for our children to learn from them. Parents must also heal from their childhood traumas so they can raise the children from a point of wholeness. I've also learned that children thrive on systems and routines. So by giving the children age-appropriate tasks to perform, prepares them to handle responsibilities with due diligence, and it also encourages independence. PIC Parenting in the Inner Tribe has also taught me to build connections with my children, and it comes with a lot of fun activities, where as parents we engage in connection activities with the children on a daily family meetings we have. This has also helped myself and then my husband to know more about what's going on in our children's life, and through these knowledges that we gather, we are able to provide the right encouragement, teaching and advice to the children. In the Inner Tribe, we also have books that we read on bi-monthly or quarterly basis to expand our knowledge and to change certain mindsets we have about raising children. Our weekly webinars are also an icing on the cake, bringing to bear parenting styles and approaches to raise wholesome children in our society. So looking at all these benefits and more, I encourage parents, teachers, and anyone who engages with children to participate in this program. Thank you.
Yes, we are on the third session. How has it been so far? Speaker 1, Speaker 2, how was it for you? Share your comments in the comment section so that we know how this conference is going. But I believe that we are learning, and we are taking notes as well. If you don't have your book, your pen with you, you have some few minutes to go get them so that you can put down some points and then later on refer to your notes. So I welcome you once again. You can still share the link with other parents so that they can also join and learn. So our speaker is on. Let's listen to her bio.
Kachi Okeke is the heart behind Thrivers Haven Academy and the author of Healing. Coach Onyekachi Okeke is the heart behind Thrivers Haven Academy and the author of Healing from Within. She carries a unique grace for trauma healing, helping people make sense of their stories, reclaim their voice, and step into a new way of living. She is known for her compassionate, deeply empathetic approach, yet she does not romanticize pain. She confronts it, honors it, and then helps you transform it. Her work focuses on helping individuals, parents, and educators reconnect with their inner strength, find peace beyond their past, live and lead from a place of wholeness, not woundedness. For Coach Onyi, healing is not a side issue, it is a kingdom strategy. She believes you cannot raise a generation that transforms nations while repeating the same unhealed patterns of anger, shame, fear, or emotional neglect. At the Parents Conference 2025, Raising a Generation That Transforms Nations, her session, Breaking Generational Patterns, Turning Pain into Purposeful Parenting, will help you identify how your unresolved pain shows up in your parenting, break cycles of harshness, emotional distance, or over control, learn how to parent from healed identity, not from fear or survival, and turn your story into a tool of empathy, strength, and intentional parenting for your children. Her mission is simple but weighty: to see people healed, whole, and truly thriving so that their children don't have to heal from their parenting. Coach Onyi is coming with gentleness, depth, and practical healing tools to help you rewrite the script for your family and the generations after you. Pick parents, ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, let's welcome Coach Onyekachi Okeke to the stage.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Can I be heard? Can you hear me? All right. First of all, I want to appreciate my sister. I want to appreciate you. Thank you for this opportunity. You and your team, you guys are doing awesome work. Okay. So today we'll be talking on breaking generational patterns, turning pain into purposeful parenting. Okay. So we are not just we won't just be talking about parenting, but we'll be talking about healing. We'll be talking about legacy. We'll be talking about the courage, the courage it takes to say what hurt me will not be handed down through me. The courage to say that what hurt me will not be handed down through me. Right. So generational patterns are real, right? They are real. Sometimes we call them, oh, it's the culture. No, but these are the things that we have formed, and we term them culture, but they're generational patterns. So they are the silent patterns that we usually inherit, without consent. We inherit them without consent because no parent wakes up to say, "Oh, I will hurt my kids." No, no parent does that. You don't do that. I did not do that. But the thing is that sometimes we come from that point of, negative parenting. But these are unresolved pain that show up. They are unresolved pain that show up. So when my sister called and said, "Oh, we are having this conference and you'll be doing this," is just, I'm going to tell you, this is just my story. I'm going to share with you what I did, the steps I took, what made me come to that point to say, no, I need to change things, right? So when we parent from the point of negativity, it tends to show up in our daily habits. It tends to show up, and not just parents. I know that some of us listening to this are not parents, but we have nephews, we have nieces, we interact with children at one point or another. So it's we have to relate. Everybody, you don't have to be a parent to relate to what I'm about to share, right? So when those negative unresolved pain, when they show up, consistently in our daily habits, we it becomes clear that a child who is dismissed will grow up to become an adult who do not know how to listen. because growing up, we were not listened to. Our emotions were dismissed. If you're feeling going through something and they'll just dismiss you, your parents, they don't care. They'll be like, okay, what's it? Right? Your feelings were your emotions were dismissed. So you see that we grow up becoming adults who do not know how to listen. You see that we become, we are children who were shamed. So we grow up into adults who use shame to discipline, right? We grow up into adults who use shame to discipline, our kids. Now, when all those things, when they begin to show up, when they begin to show up, when we start, using the same tools, the same manual our parents use, we end up repeating what we do not like. We say this thing, we know that it is not okay. We know that the way my manner of approach, my parenting style, it's not okay, but you see yourself unconsciously repeating it. I have seen parents who believe that beating, kids is the best way to discipline a child. Yet you see the same parents, while beating the child, the parent will be crying because she's hitting. I have a client like that. She'll be hitting the child, she'll be crying because she's hitting. So I asked her, what's the problem? She said that it hurts her. She knows that this is not the way because this was the way she was raised. And she knows the problem she's facing because of that. Yet she sees herself doing the same thing, repeating the same pattern because she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know the right way to do it. And before I go ahead, if you have not joined the Peak Parenting Academy, please, you are missing out. You need the tools. Parenting have manuals, and there you will get it. If you have not joined, please register because I have something coming up, but that will be at the end of the that will be at the end of the whole the class, right? So you see that we go on, we repeat what we do not like because we have not healed. And it's so likely, it's possible that we will hand them down because we have not confronted them. So our kids, they are learning from us. They are watching us. They are picking unconsciously and consciously. They are picking. Okay, this is the way my mother does it. Okay, that's fine. I continue. Okay. So how does this thing show up? How do they show up? This thing that we unconsciously, we don't even, know. What are the things that when I do, I can say, okay, this is it? What are those things that when I do them, when I exhibit such behaviors, such reaction, I feel that it's okay, but it is not okay. What are those behaviors that are generational? That when you sit down to think about them, you can trace them back to. Okay? And mind you, these signs come in subtle ways. I kid you not. They come in subtle ways. I so much love this topic because this is what we run away from. Okay? So one of the signs is that we snap easily at the kids. Not just our kids, our co-workers, the people around us, our domestic help, our co-workers, our children, even while driving on the road. You're driving, you're snapping at the other driver or a pedestrian, right? So these are the ways these signs come up. You snap easily. We are emotionally distanced or easily overwhelmed. I have a client who she says that if her kids are crying, making noise and and she's there, but she will just tune out. She won't be there, but she's there physically. But everything she will shut down. So if the kids are yelling, if the other person has, injured or wounded a sibling, she will, and that one will be screaming at the top of her lungs. She will just zone up. She will shut down. Now, if you see such a person and you'll be wondering, is this person okay? How can you be in this state of chaos yet you're not doing anything about it? You're not saying anything. You're not trying to calm the kids down. You don't even know what's wrong. You don't want to know. It's not like you want to know, but you do not know how to go about it. You don't want to know. For some people, they are easily overwhelmed. They are easily overwhelmed. They don't know, like everywhere will be, it will be so chaotic. They will scream, they will yell. Some people will just run out of that place. They will, so you see that you become easily distanced emotionally. You do not care what's going on with your child. They come back from school, you're not even looking at them. They run to you to tell you you shut down. So these are the ways. Another way is repeating the phrases you once hated hearing. You repeat those phrases you once, all those things. I'm just telling you a story of my life, a part of it. Now, when I started having my kids, growing up, my mother, she verbally abused, right? So um there are some words, there were some sentences she used that I did not like. But I could not help myself. I started using them on my kids. The same thing with my father, right? Now, the day I visited my brother in his place of work, he uses the same phrases on his workers. It doesn't seem, it's not okay. But these are the ways our pain shows up every day. So we use those phrases where our kids are. When we are interacting with our co-workers, our employees, even our spouses. You see spouses cussing each other out. Then for some people it's using guilt, fear. They use guilt, they use silence, they use fear as discipline tools. You see a parent threatening the child. You use threats to show that, okay, to instill discipline. How would that work? Remember that these kids, they will remain kids forever. They would grow and they will see that, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with this person. This person was mean, because they will interpret it as threats. They will interpret it as fear. They will interpret it as silence. You see a parent, it happened to me. My father would be, and my mother, when you do something wrong and they want to, discipline you, as they are yelling and hitting you, they will ask you a question. You want to, respond to the question that they've asked. You collect. How dare you talk while I'm talking? Or they'll be reminding you, and you look at them. Someone is talking to you, you're looking at that person, right? You're looking at that person. Then the person will be like, I'm talking to you and you're looking right inside my eyes. Are you okay? Don't you have respect? When your elder is talking to you, you don't look into the person, eyeball to eyeball. That's the sign of disrespect. But we don't know that we are putting fear. For some children, it will be that you're silencing them. So it depends on how everyone processes things. So that's another way our pain show up. So we use fear, we use guilt, we use silence as tools for discipline. Then another one is that you are easily triggered by the kids, tears. You see your child crying, maybe you scolded the child, and some kids they don't find it difficult to tear up. As you're speaking, I have a child like that. My last baby is like that. As you're talking immediately, now some parents get easily triggered. Yes, it used to affect me, right? And immediately you see those tears, you be like, why are you crying? I've not even touched you. Why are you shedding tears? Why are you immediately you hit the child? Oh, I'll give you something to cry about. So we are easily triggered by their tears. They make little mistakes. Oh my goodness. We flare up. And I want you not just, I want you to be looking at this thing, not just where the kids are, your friends, your siblings, your co-workers, people that work for you. How do you handle them? How do you handle, for some people, adults, you don't know where that person is coming from. You don't know the demons they are fighting. You don't know the war going on the inside, right? You call the person to your office and you start talking to the person maybe made a little mistake, and you start, abusing the person verbally. Is it because you are the one paying him or her? And some people they tear up easily. They're not even kids, but they become emotional easily. So the person standing there taking in the words, you don't know the baggage he or she has carried from childhood. You're giving it to the person back to back. You're verbally abusing the person. You're emotionally abusing the person. Do you know that some people go to the extent of hitting their employees? I kid you not. Yeah? Adults, because they pay them, they hit them. So these are the things. Some children have strong emotions. They are bold, they are audacious. I have a child like that. They tell you, no, I won't do that. Because, so when you have a child who is like that, who challenges, we look at it as challenging. No, but they are standing their ground. They want to know why you want me to do this thing the way you said I should do it. So we get easily triggered. Another way our pain shows up is by we struggle to apologize easily. We don't want to admit that we are wrong, right? We don't want to admit that. I was there. I was there. I've been there. I've been there. But now I've learned, and I can see the difference, right? Because the kids, they are learning from us. So you see that as adults, we go about carrying childhood wounds. Yeah, we go about carrying childhood wounds. We go about with our unmet needs, emotional neglect that we have not, confronted. We go about with the shame from years back. We go about with trauma that we never had words for. You don't know how to explain it. You don't even know what it's all about. You don't know how to go about it, right? You don't know. You don't know how to put it in words. Some people say words fail me, right? We go about with the pressure to be perfect, to appear perfect, but what is perfect? We are not perfect. So these are the things that when they come together, they mess up our adulthood. The relationship we have to be messed up with our kids, our spouses, our employees, our co-workers, our friends, people around us. So where do we start from? Where do we start from? What do we do? It's all about awareness, and that's what we are doing now. That's what we are doing, and that's why I thank my sister so well for this conference. I thank you for this topic. I thank you for, because this is divine, this is unusual wisdom. It's unusual wisdom. So become aware. As you're hearing this, you're becoming aware. You know what's going on. So I will share with you what I did, the questions I asked myself when I was seeing these things in my parenting, right? When I was seeing these things, the things I saw growing up, the things I experienced, and I was seeing myself replicating them, but I wasn't okay. So you ask yourself, where did I learn this behavior? You becoming aware will help you understand, okay, at what point, right? It's some sort of like mining the past. That's what we call it in therapy. All right. So you ask yourself, where did I learn this behavior? Because that's not you. You did not just grow up and said, okay, no, I'll be mean to my kids. I'll be this one. These are things we learned. Where did I learn it from? So during my own, I found out that it was from my parents, especially my father. Okay. So you ask yourself, where did I learn this? When you see your things, all these, pains that I've listed, or the ones that are not here that you can, identify, where did I learn this thing from? The second one is, who taught me this definition of love? Right? Who taught me this definition of love? That love is hurting people. Oh my goodness. That love is and when I'm mean, when I'm wicked, when I'm vindictive, that's when um, 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 uh, that's when I'll know that I love someone. You call it tough love. I don't think that's it, right? Hitting someone, hurting the person, blood coming out, and you say, no, it's my way of showing love. Who taught you that? Who taught you that? Ask yourself, whose voice do I hear when I shout? Whose voice do I hear when I shout? These are the questions I asked myself. I hear my father's voice vibrating, coming out. Sometimes I hear my mother's voice. So whose voice? Is that your voice? Is that your voice? No. These are the voice you unconsciously inherited. You ask yourself, is this who I want to be? The truth we tell ourselves is just the most important one, the honest one. Is this who I want to be? Is this who I want to be? Or am I the person that, someone shaped me to be? My environment shaped me to be. Tell yourself the truth. You are now aware of what's going on. Is this who I want to be? Because the thing is that awareness does not fix everything immediately, but it opens that door. It gives you that it opens that door and you see that light. Okay, something is wrong. I have to find the root cause. I need to correct some things. That's what awareness does. That's what awareness does. So you also say, you also think about it. What we are talking about is breaking generational patterns, turning pain into purposeful parenting. And remember, I said it's not just about the parenting, other aspects of your life, turning pain into purposeful parenting. So this goes to show that you cannot continue with that pain. No, we put a stop to it. You cannot continue living with that pain. So turning it into purpose, you ask yourself, this emotional What if this emotional abandonment or neglect I experienced, that it becomes the reason my children feel deeply seen? The reason why they will be seen. Change it. All the pains, change it for your children. My silence, I want my children to communicate. I want them to flourish. I want them to be open. I want them to be free in my home. I want communications to flow freely in my home. You're turning your pain into purpose. You want your children to be safe because you were not safe. You turn your pain into purpose. You were filled with fear. Turn it into purpose. Go for it. I want my children to be safe. I want them to be themselves. I want them to be free. I want them to be seen because I've been in hiding. My children will not hide again. So you tell yourself, you remind yourself everywhere that you are not chosen to raise children. You are chosen to break patterns. It starts with you. It starts with you. I started it. I had to let my siblings understand what's going on. Yeah, I had to let them understand. My children, they tell me, Mommy, thank you for embarking on your healing journey. Thank you for healing from your trauma. I'm not, if they are in school, I would have called them. They will tell you, they are so free. They tell me, Mommy, thank you for healing from your trauma. Because all this thing, what it makes us do, when you embark on that, when you say, okay, enough is enough, I want to change the narrative, it falls on me. The mantle is on me to break these patterns, right? You will have to choose connection over control. You want to connect, you want to understand what's going on. Okay, Oya, tell me, why? Why don't you want to do this thing? It's not easy. But when you are in that space, when you become that safe space, people will move around freely around you. So it makes you choose connection over control. You listen more actively. I'm trying to rush this thing, but I will talk with my sister and I'll find a way to come to the academy and just let us know more about these generational patterns. Okay? You listen more and actively. You're always there for your children. You regulate yourself. You regulate yourself so that you can regulate that child that's throwing tantrum. This is what healing does, right? When it comes to discipline, you discipline with guidance. You discipline with guidance, not just fear. Oh, daddy's back. Everybody, boom, 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 boom. Hey, you don't know, mommy will kill you today. For your children to know that you will kill, for them to mention that mommy will kill you today, something is wrong. They can say, oh, mommy will not be happy with this thing. I don't think she will take it. No, she will not be happy. I don't think, no, she won't laugh about it. They understand that what the other person did is, it's not okay. But for them to say, mommy will kill you today, hey, that's another level. So when you do this thing, you regulate yourself so that you can regulate your children. You become emotionally present, not just physically. You'll be emotionally there. They know that when they pick up their call, that their mother or their father will drop everything they are doing and listen. Listen to them. Help them control their emotions, right? You're giving your child a voice. You're giving your children the voice to express themselves, to come out boldly, audaciously. No, I do not want. And remember, you are helping them set healthy boundaries where their mates are. When someone does what they do not like, they will tell the person respectfully, I do not like this. Can you stop? When it gets to this place, you're crossing the boundary. They are that bold. Yes. I'm not telling you what's not obtainable. This is what I do. And this is how my kids behave. They are respectful, but when you're about to cross their boundary, they don't care who you are. They will respectfully tell you that because I have shown them. That's how it works. Then you create the environment where love is not earned. That's the mistake we make. We think that, oh, my children must earn my love. No, no, and that's why our relationship with God is like that. We do a lot. Oh God, see what I'm doing. Oh, let me earn your love. No, that's not the way it works. First of all, you have a relationship with Him. That's the father and child relationship, and that's how it should be with our children. So we create that environment where they know that they don't have to do things to earn your love. No, they know that your love is guaranteed. That is for sure. They don't have to go extra mile for them to know that you love them, for them to beg for your love. Mommy, what will I do? Some go around buying things just for their mother to see them, for their parents to see them, acknowledge them. That means they are buying your love. And that's not how it should be. So it takes courage to break generational patterns. It takes courage. It takes compassion. When you know your story, you're courageous to face it. You have compassion for yourself and for the generations before you and the ones to come. You have compassion on yourself. You tell yourself, I forgive myself. Oh, I am ready to move forward. When you have compassion on yourself, you can have compassion on the other person. There you be consistent. The consistency is there because healing is a daily choice. It's not a one-time event. You have to be consistent. The tools you are given in your healing journey, you're using it, you're applying it daily. You're applying it daily. You're consistent. You're consistent. Even when you make mistakes, you have the support system. You go back, you're being aligned, you continue. Remember, you're not just raising children, you're raising new generation. Remember, I also said that it is not about the children. It's about our co-workers. It's about our spouses. It's about the people around. You know, when we do that right, the world will be a better place. You're not bitter. I am not bitter. You're not angry. I'm not angry. I've tried to, help my siblings become better people, heal from their trauma. You've done yours, and we come into the society. Tell me why we won't just, flow freely, and that true love will be there. And that's what God wants from us. That's what God wants from us. God is love. And He's showing us, okay, that these things that are hindering you showing love, that these things can be handled, that these things can be treated, that these things can be healed so that you would experience that love and show that love He has bestowed upon us. So today is an opportunity for you to start. Today is an opportunity for you to start all over. It is not late. It can never be late, right? So I want to thank my sister so much. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I want to thank you. It's an honor, and I honor you for putting up this conference, for picking this topic, breaking generational patterns, turning pain into purposeful parenting. It is an awesome one. And I pray that whoever listens to this will come to that realization and become aware that we have a lot of work to do, and it starts now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sis. Wow, 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 wow. I really enjoyed this session. We have so much work to do, and it
We
starts now.
do.
We need to
Yes.
break that generational pattern. That's curse,
Yes.
okay? We need to break it. And it's starting from us. Thank you so much for this session. It's been very,
My
very, very
pleasure.
insightful. Dear parents, how has it been? How has the session been? If you have any questions, you have some few minutes to drop them so that our dear coach can answer your questions for you. Any questions? Any questions? Let me see them in the comment section. Okay, so Wonder Woman says your children don't have to beg you for your love. Very true.
Yeah.
Your children don't have to beg you for you to show them love. Okay, okay, great. All right. Any question? Please drop your questions so that we can answer them for you. My children must not earn my love. Yes, word in session for me, season for me. Okay, that's amazing. Your children, don't let them earn your love. Okay, I think there are no questions. We need to quickly move on to the next session. So thank you so much, sis. We honor you and we don't take
My
your time for
pleasure.
granted. Thank you so much for always, coming to us whenever we call upon you. Thank you and
Thank
enjoy an
you.
amazing day.
Thank you.
So please stay tuned for the next link in the group soon so that you can join in the next session. That is our final class, our final session for today. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
Privileged to be part of the few who decided to enroll in this program. I heard about it during the maiden parents conference of the PIC Parenting when the PIC inner tribe was introduced. I told myself that I would